Alright, what's happening, guys? It's the next day today. Yesterday I stopped, I said I'm gonna do the water pump, but it's just too rainy. I ended up just being soaked in water. I stopped. And I was mixing a thermostat. It's just got delivered today. I've got Febby, the good stuff. I don't think it's a water pump, to be honest, because I can see the thing dripping out water when it's under load. So I reckon it's gonna be a thermostat, so I'm gonna try that. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I was supposed to change it anyway, do a whole coolant system rehaul. So I'm gonna change the thermostat and see now if that fixes the issue or not. Stay with me. Alright, so round number 1 million. Airbox again. Now, this is the thermostat that I need to change. So I'll need to take the fan out, that hose out, and this bracket out, and the Vanos line out, and that should come out with a 310mm, and it should easily come out. So it should be a fairly easy job. Shouldn't take too much time because it's getting dark right now. I don't know if you guys can see anything. I hope you can see. So I'm gonna carry on with the work. You know what I'm gonna remove already. So let's do it. So I started by removing the fan. Same procedure like before. One screw, one clip, and the whole thing just slides out. After obviously I also take off the plug. I've already removed the airbox, so it's just a fan, and that will give me direct access to the thermostat. So you see with me, I'm gonna remove this hose there, one clip, and it should just slide out. Might have some water coming out. It's been there for 23 years. Here we go. Just move it out of the way like this. Now I've got to take this one as well. That's the return from the radiator. This one. Same mechanism. Just like this. Now let's hassle with it. That's it. Let's go. Much more water that one got. Alright. Now that's off of the way. Now it's the thermostat. This is the plug for it. Take it out. That's it. Now I need to take this one out. So to take that one out, that was the Vanos line. You need a 19mm spanner. Socket won't fit in there, already tried. I've had the 19mm spanner lost in my kit, so I had to use an adjustable one. Still does the same job. Watch out for the washer that comes in there, because if you lose that washer, you're gonna start leaking oil. Very important, there is a washer there, it might be stuck to the block. Just make sure you retrieve it when you take that bolt out, basically. It's a bungee bolt, that's what they call it, bungee. Anyways, took that one out. There is also the 3 10mm bolts that hold the thermostat in the engine block, and an extra 13mm that holds that thermostat with the engine block and the bracket all together. So once you take all 4 of these bolts and put them on the side, that thermostat is now free. You can just move that bracket a little bit up, and you'll be able easily after that to just push on the thermostat, and it will just slide out in your hands. And that should be it. There we go. A bit of water coming out. That's the old thermostat. That looks like it's stuck, I can't lie to you. Doesn't look anything like the new one. The new one feels like it's... Yeah. That is stuck close. That was the problem. Inshallah, that was the problem. Listen. Literally doesn't want to open. Oh, that's so hard. Alright. I'm gonna go get some silicone and I'll be back. So, I haven't found silicone, but it's already got a gasket, so it should be fine. It shouldn't leak really. So, Febby, good in stuff. Always buy the good stuff. Now I carried on with installing the new thermostat. It's pretty much the reverse
of what we just done to remove the old one. So I'll put these back on at the 3 10mm bolts, and then I'll slide the bracket back down and then put the 13mm bolt through the thermostat and bracket to the engine block, well, engine head. After that, I'll put the Vanus line back. Don't forget the washer first, and then the bungee bolt, and tighten it. It should be torqued really, but I mean, doing this job multiple times get you to know where do you want to stop. I never had any problems with leaky thermostats or leaky Vanus lines, so touch wood, it stays that way and I will have no leaks in the future. After that, I'll put the fan on and the air map sensor, and then we're gonna go ahead and start the car, go ahead for testing, and hopefully, fingers crossed, it's not gonna overheat this time and it was a bad thermostat.
So as you see, new thermostat in, hoses in. I might need to put that cable a little bit back. Up. That needs to go right there. Behind there. That will do. Or I probably should have run it behind that cable. Let me do that. Do it once, do it right, boys. Where is the screwdriver? Here it is. Stay there. Yeah, that's it. Run that from behind like this, and then put that cable back on. That's it. So now what we're gonna do is run the bleeding.
I know you're bored from me you pretty much just been watching me with this Isabella project, just doing bleeding most of the time. I'm bored as well, but what can we do? This time I actually got coolant though, so I'm running the bleeding, I'm adding the coolant in, the correct blue coolant. And hopefully there's not gonna be overheating anymore, and it was the bad thermostat, so I don't lose that coolant I'm putting in as well if I need to change the water pump. Anyways, I'll finish off with the bleeding and then add the fan on, put the map sensor on and start the car, and hopefully it's not gonna overheat.
Right. That's it, 31 degrees. Just need it to get hot now. I want to make sure there are also going to be no leaks around that the new thermostat put in. Sounds a bit weird. Yeah, probably get some vacuum leaks around. I still need to look into vacuum leaks, but that's once I fix that overheating issue. I'll have to get into the vacuum leaks issues. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it, like they say. For now, let's see if it's going to overheat. Alright. It's looking alright. It's holding up temperature now. I don't see overheating. I also don't see leaking any coolant in there, which is good. The fan is working at high speed. I think we managed to fix it. Yo. It's at 98 steady. Let's leave it idling for a bit and see what's gonna happen. It's going down from 97, 98, 97. Yeah, 96. It's going down. I think we fixed it, boys. It was a bad thermostat. It was a bad thermostat all along. I don't know if you see that, but the amount of smoke inside the cabin is... Ugh. That rocker cover gasket is free. But yeah, we're good. It's not overheating anymore. It's alright. It was a bad thermostat all the way, and a bad expansion tank, and needed some coolant. That's not touching the expansion tank, is it? It's really close, but it's not touching it. Good. As long as it's not touching it, I'm happy. As long as it's not touching it, I'm very, very happy. Right, we're good. We managed to fix it, yo. So, I'm gonna leave it idling like this for a bit. Oh no, actually, I need to put the fan clutch back on, or the clutch fan. Or shall I'll probably leave that as a last thing to do. The next step would be for me is just doing the rocker cover gasket. I need to do that rocker cover gasket around there so it stops that smoke. Do some vacuum leaks. Like I've got this line there, and probably the one at the back, the CCP, all of these vacuum leaks. And then the bumper needs to sit right. Need to sort that bumper out. And after that, give the interior a nice scrub, and she's probably ready. That's not bad. We've made it. She's probably ready to be sold. All within due course. Alright? Catch you in the next one. Ciao.
What's up, guys? I'm back. It's the next day. I've tested the car a couple of times. It didn't overheat. It held temperature all the way. So we fixed the main issue, which is the overheating. Now it's about to do the maintenance and what's right by the car, so we can hand it over to the next owner and make him happy. I'll start by doing the rocker cover gasket. I'll take off all the coil packs with the screws to basically have better access. Not to mention, I'm too excited to get rid of the smoke smell. Like the way you drive this car, the amount of smoke inside the car, you can actually see and not say people will look at you and like, why are you sitting in smoke inside? Why is your car on fire? They're probably gonna call fire brigade on you if you see you driving this car. And not to mention the smell, so toxic. So I can't wait to do this job and get it done with, and stop smoking. And anyways, I removed the rocker cover, all screws around. I didn't count them really. There's all 10 mil screws around, and there's 4 in the middle between the coil packs. Once these all are removed, the rocker cover will then be lifted up.
Take this CCD line off without breaking it. Please don't break. It broke. CCV job. Anyways,
It can be quite sticky to lift up after all the screws are out because it's holding itself down. But just add a little bit of force and pressure with some patience and it will lift up eventually. To be honest, the gasket didn't look that bad. I've removed worse gasket that were literally like full-on plastic, full-on brittle plastic. This one was still a bit rubbery, so I'm surprised it actually leaked. But maybe it's just not a non-genuine gasket, and that's what they do. That's why, guys, you buy your gaskets only from BMW. It's cheap enough to buy them OEM. So all your gaskets, make sure BMW directly. Now I'm cleaning. I'm preparing to put on the new rocker cover gasket now.
that's why you service your engine on time. For God's sake, that looks burnt black. Anyways, it's good to go. Time to put a new gasket on.
So I started by cleaning the old rocker cover where the gasket runs in the runner, and installing the new gaskets, basically just putting it down in its place. You got the big gasket around the rocker cover, and then in the middle you got 6 rings for well, it's 2 parts. Each part got 3 rings, which is for each 3 cylinders coil packs. Once that's done, I started applying some silicone. Well, they say you don't have to put silicone all around it, just maybe the edges, or maybe you don't even need it at all. But I say it never harms to have extra security in place. So I did add extra silicone all over the place. Front, back, left, right, center, middle, all of it. I pretty much added a new gasket on top of the gasket made out of silicone. Started by installing then the rocker cover. I put it down, I guided it in its place, and I started just stamping it around, like moving it around a little bit to stamp the silicone on the block, on the head, and then started installing the screws one by one. Installing, I just didn't over tighten him yet, I just tightened him barely tight, and then I started to torque him down. Well, I say torque him down, but tighten him basically by hand on a cross method way. So I start by the front, take the 2 fronts and then the 2 at the back, and then back again the 2 front and 2 at the back, and so on, coming all the way to the middle, and then do the middle ones between the coil packs. After that, I started checking for any fitment issues, and I started using engine degreaser to clean the old oil that have leaked onto the catalytic converters and around the cover to make sure there is no more leaks in there. And after that, also started by installing all the screws. I've got 2 grounds that holds on the first and the last coil packs, and the rest of the 4 coil packs in the middle don't have that, so just straight installing. Started installing the plugs on him and adding the harness, and that was job done.
I know what you guys are gonna say. Listen, it's only the coil packs, and I don't give a shit if I lose the rocker cover. I'll just buy a new rocker cover and redo the job, no problem. It's not the engine block, so no problem. And it's on the lower level. That's it, and as soon as that's it, you stop. Job done, cover gasket done. 1 casualty, this pipe. Can't get that anywhere, I'll have to order online and wait again. Every time I touch something else breaks. Bloody mental that is. Let me plug the Mac in, try to start the car. That car was a breaker. I saved that car. You owe me. Alright, anyways. Battery's dead. Need to charge that battery at some point. I call that a job done for the day. I done the rocker cover gasket. Now I gotta look at the CCV, vacuum leaks, close the system up there, give it a nice clean in the engine bay, and done. Yep. Might put the engine covers back on. It's a good idea actually. I'm good with the engine covers back on now. Put the engine covers on, then the rocker cover gasket on. What I need to do now is gonna be the fan. This electric fan is coming out. I'm not using it, so that's going back to the convertible where it belonged. Also, I gotta do the vacuum leaks. All the vacuum leaks needs to be sorted Not to mention, I broke this, so that needs to be fixed. I need to find a replacement, which is bloody annoying. But anyways, it's gotta get done. And put the engine bay back together, sort out the bodywork and into the interior. But once I do the vacuum leaks, this mechanically, car is done. And this. See you in the next one. So today, it's time to sort out this bumper fitment issue. As you see, it's not fitting up right. So all of this needs to be sorted out. First thing first, I need to jack up the car. I'm gonna be taking that bumper fully off and then putting it back on in a nice way, basically. Might need a couple of zip ties here and there, hopefully not, we'll see. I might just take also the headlights to have better access. And also I will need to change these covers right there, behind the wheel. So yeah, and it's gonna be the first time looking underneath the car actually. So I'm gonna carry on and jack up the car. We got ourselves a bit of oil leak in there. Minor, nothing too deep. Just give it a nice clean and to scrub off. You know, if it ain't leaking oil, it ain't got oil. So it's a BMW thing. I'm not gonna even bother myself about this. Now, let's take the bumper off.
So I started by taking off the headlights, of course open the bonnet, and then there's 4 8mm screws all around. One is in an annoying place on the left of the headlight, down, heading. One at the back, 2 on the top, and then unplug everything. And let's not forget the jet washers from the front. You need a prior tool for that, and then after that unplug everything and it just slides off slowly without breaking anything. And then you will have direct access to the white bracket that holds the bumper just at the back.
See that? That's not even on the bracket anymore. It's just lying about there. So that needs to go on the bracket and see if that's gonna fit right. If not, I'm gonna have to play a little bit. I think someone did here before. I can see a missing bolt. Yeah, we'll see.
Alright, so I started by taking that bracket that was broken at the back, not bracket, the splash guard. Like you see, it was just a little piece that was left of it in there, fully shattered. You see the difference now, look how big it should be. The one I had a little split on it, but it's better than what it was. That's the only one I have, so I'm gonna use it. Better than having nothing. I tried to fix the bumper without having to take it out. Had a go with it. You know me, I'm lazy. Always don't have to do extra work if you don't have to. However, it didn't look like it. I now was fully committed to take off that bumper fully and see why it's not aligning. Start by taking off the second headlight. 4 8mm, one in the annoying position on the right of the headlight, down heading. One at the back, 2 on the top. You get the jet wash with a pry tool, take it off, and then you unplug all the connectors from the back, and the headlight should just pry itself out slowly. Just don't break anything, take your time with it, and you shouldn't break anything at all. After that, I will have direct access to the bracket. To be honest, on the driver's side it wasn't that bad, but it still was misaligned, so there was something going up with that bumper. It needed to be taken off basically. So like I said, I'm taking it off. Now what's left for me to take it off is 2 10mm. Well, it should be E10, but I'm using at any 10mm socket would do with a long extension down at the bottom, so you'll have to sleep in your back, have some nice sleepy time. Just don't fall asleep under a car and take him off. I obviously was taking off the other side's guard. Now I took the 2 10mm out and the bumper should slide out.
Now carefully moving the front bumper because there's still connections there, like the fog light connections, the horn and everything that needs to be disconnected before it's fully off. So we disconnect. This is the horn. This is fog light. Another horn and a fog light, and that's it. Bumper's fully off. Bumper issue, fitment issue being, I think it's these not being hooked to the bumper properly. So once these are hooked to the bumper properly, they will sit fine on these brackets. So let's test that theory. That was supposed to be plastic welded, but it's not anymore. And that gets this to get out of its place. So I wonder I might put some JB weld in there to hold it in place and carry on with a different job for now until it settles. And I'll put it back on. Same on the other side. It's fully off, playing around. That needs to be sitting down there, not moving, in order to get it right. Right, let's try this again.
Start by putting all the brackets in place, or at least where I think they are in the right place. Just slide them in where they belong on the bumper. There's engraves on the bumper to fit them. Got the GB weld. It's the best thing you can really use. It's like rock solid. It will never come off ever again. You have to mix the two tubes together. I went there to mix them up, like you see. Probably I'm better explaining this way with a voiceover. So I started to mix them up and then applying them slowly on both bracket sides where the factory J weld has plastic weld that came off. Start on this side and then on the other side. Make sure I apply as much as I can, as humanly possible, so that never comes off ever again. And now I'll leave it to dry and look into other jobs.
Yeah, that's on now. I'll leave it to dry out and do another job. Got a vacuum leak that's freaking me off. It's this one. So this one there, that line goes all the way down under the car, and it should go under this to the fuel filter regulator thing. Can't see the line here is missing. I don't know where it is. Oh, actually here it is. So I need to fix that connection here, and since this is messed up, I assume it's gonna be the same at the bottom. So I need to go to the bottom and fix that, and I've got some vacuum lines that I brought. Right, so it goes, this is the fuel filter, and it goes on it, but on the other side. So I need to take this panel off in order to have access. So it's a few 8mm screws, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 around to take this fully off. Alright, here we go. Oh no, I'm surprised, it's actually on. It is actually on. You see that? That's where it is. And it's actually on that one. Right, let's put everything back together again. That's on. Right, it's vacuum line. I need to take this off and connect new one. One vacuum leak source fixed. Here we go. See what about the rest of him. I'm gonna check this engine out and see if it's got any more vacuum leaks. I'll take this off and look behind the manifold. There is a vacuum leak source in there. These caps, sometimes they get cracks in them and they start vacuum leaking. That one looks alright, it's not got a crack. Should be another one. Another one is alright as well, so that's calm. I'll leave these here for now, because there's another one which I assume is going to be leaky. So there's also this one that goes to the vacuum pump. This line here, it should sit in the back here. This one, it goes to this vacuum pump right there, the black one, and this one operates the exhaust valves, but exhaust valves are stuck. It's always stuck on these cars. It's too old now to be working, so I'm gonna delete this, so in case it doesn't cause any vacuum leaks as well.
So unfortunately I didn't have a cap, an OEM cap, to put on that hole where that vacuum line runs across. So I had a brilliant idea. I can cut a piece of vacuum line, add some silicone inside it, and also a screw at the back. Some of you would argue it's a bit of a budge, but if it works, it works.
it is a bit of a budge, but it works, and I argue it's better than the BMW cap itself. It will never perish the screw is metal and it will always stay there. And with silicone around it, forget about it for 100 years. So that's what I did. I put that, I blocked it. So all the vacuum leaks at the back are sorted. Putting everything back on, I inspected the CCV, had zero issues, didn't see any vacuum leaks. Same with the lower intake boots, which is really common on these cars. Surprisingly on this car it was brilliant. So I bet that is all the vacuum leak sources. The engine should be running sweet as a nut now. And I moved back onto the bumper job. So I started by making sure the white bracket is in place and it's fine, and then tried to fit the splash guard with all the 8mm screws at the top for now. There is still ones at the bottom to be hooked to the bumper later when I put the bumper on. Now that the plastic weld is all in place and it's dry, I will test fit the bumper on and see if it's actually gonna fit without any issues. So I had a first go. It didn't seem good, it seemed better than before. Passenger side would align easily without an issue. However, the driver side seemed to be coming out. So I tried to play with the passenger side first and adding more, moving the bracket left and right just to get it in the perfect spot where I want it. And it seemed responsive and it's actually doing it. However, the driver side, it's like no way. It was refusing to sit on right, which was pissing me off at this point. And I think I know why. I think it's the actual bracket, it keeps sliding out. So I fixed the spot where the factory's spot welds was doing it. However, it kept sliding out from the bumper on the edges, on the outer edges of the bumper. So I had a brilliant idea. Take the bumper off again, and then I will have to plastic weld the bumper also on the edges. Hopefully that will get the bumper to stay stuck to that bracket, and then that will get it to sit flush. This is not fitting right, still coming off. It's not really great. Need to figure out a way to put this down, pin it here. Alright, so I didn't want to make any holes in the bumper or anything that sounds too ghetto. So what I did, brought my JB weld back out again. Made my mix and added it on top of the bracket and the bumper together so it would hold itself down. Hoping that will fix it, and then used any excess to just add it to the plastic weld spot again of the factory. The more the better, right? I don't want it to come off, so that's what I'm gonna do. And I went again after an hour or so after it dried out, gave it a test fit, but on the right adjusted the bracket accordingly again, on the left same way, and then came back to the bottom of the bumper, attached it finally because it kept just popping off every time I push it on each side. Now that I put the 2 screws back in, it's not gonna do that anymore. Now I can focus on the actual edges, fitment of the edges, and it seemed alright, to be honest. You guys will see now and let me know what you think, if it's actually in right, if it's acceptable or not. All this good to go, way better than before. It's not perfect, but can't be greedy. Yeah, definitely can't be greedy. Can spend the whole day there and I wouldn't know if I can get it right or not. So I'm happy with this. It's way better than before. Remember the gap here? Now it's like just this, which is alright. It's got a bit of a play. Probably can push that in a little bit. You know what? No, actually I'm happy with this as it is. Happy with it as it is. Put the headlights back on, put the car down, and we are game. I'll call that a day.
The force from the beginning.
Alright, yesterday was done. Today is today. I just received a whole CCV kit that I bought for 20 quid. Special Chinese, but I only needed the one pipe. So that's why I didn't care. It was only 20 quid. So good to go. Now I'm trying to take that broken CCV pipe. If you remember from earlier in the video when we were doing the rocket cover gasket job, I broke that pipe. I split it in half. Now I gotta take the bottom half that was left connected to this oil separator under the manifold. But it's proven really difficult, and I do want it to break in there, and I also do want to break the oil separator because I don't want to really have to do that job because it means dismantling the engine apart again. So I'm taking my time with it. I have to take that pipe out. Once it's out, I can then put the second one in that I've got, which is that one, and call that a fix. And hopefully I don't break anything else in the process, for God's sake. See, you gotta click on these. Sludge. Anyway, you gotta click on that, so that pushes it out and it comes off. Quite annoying design. It's good to go, it does a job. I'm surprised it didn't break. Usually it takes, it's harder than this, but alhamdulillah. Put the other one in and keep it steady. That new pipe proved really difficult to get in place. I don't know what's wrong with the fitment, but I think it's just not a fitment issue. I think the gasket they provided, not the gasket, the O-ring they provide with it is just too new, too big to fit in that CCV. So I've took the gasket, the O-ring again, sorry. I took the O-ring off of the old one and replaced it on the new one instead because it's worn in basically. And hopefully that will fix the issue. And then I carried on with a bit of wiggling in there. It wasn't easy. But it's definitely not the hardest job in the world. I'd rather be doing this over more bloody bleeding coolant. So with some determination, some effort, it was in, and that was marked the job done. Lovely. That's mission accomplished. I got put that fan back in the other car. That's coming out. Getting his clutch fan back. So now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm happy to announce that the work is done with Isabella. Well, not the work, just the mechanical aspect of the work. We've done the compression testing, we've done the bleeding 100 bloody times, fixed the overheating issue, overhauled the coolant system, done the CCV line that we broke, fixed the vacuum leaks. And now I'm putting the clutch fan back in because that electric fan already belonged to another project, future project, which is coming up straight after this one. You guys hopefully gonna see soon. For now, it's done. I've got what's left now for me. I've got a door to fit on the passenger side, which to be honest, I'm feeling lazy to do it. And I'm thinking I'm just gonna list it for cheap so I can get it going. I've got 2 projects lined up right now, and I need things moving quickly, so I might just list it cheap, give the buyer a new door and let him deal with it, and I'll price it accordingly. Also, it needs a nice valet inside. I will be cleaning that before listing it, and that's it really. I don't see anything else needs doing other than that. Everything else works as it should. Lovely car. Hopefully it's gonna be nice to the new owner, and it's gonna be a quick sale. If you like the video, like, share, subscribe, and catch you guys in the next one. Alright, so I'm glad to say Isabella's now done. Well, ish. There are a few bits that I needed doing, but a new owner is coming. Well, not new owner, potential buyer. He's coming to see it tomorrow. I ain't got no time. I got work on Lisa. So the miners on this gotta be done by the next owner if he takes it tomorrow. I listed it accordingly. The listing price is cheap for a 330 at the age, in this condition, at this mileage. So without further ado, let me show you now the finished product. Looking sexy, isn't she? Seats are all clean. I mean, the driver's seat ain't gonna get any better than that. But carpet's all clean, door cards ish. Not bad, is it? Bloody hour and a half trying to do that. Looking good to go. The damage there still exists, and the door, I'll give that to the new buyer if he buys it tomorrow. Otherwise, I'll have to fix it myself. Yeah. Isabella is ready to go. The part that everybody's been waiting for since the beginning is how much did I actually pay for the car and how much did I make out of it. So, time to talk some money now. I told you at the beginning of the first video that I paid, the guy wanted £1,500 for it and I offered him 1,200 and he said, come look at it. But then he said it overheated and a potential head gasket issue. So you obviously safe to assume that I paid less, which is the true case. I did pay less for it. And I did sell it now. The new buyer is a lovely guy. He knew it needs some work. I sold it him for a good number accordingly to what the 330s on the market are going for. He test drove it. He loved the car. Everybody's happy. I gave him the door. I never actually fixed the door myself. So he got the door with it. That was the only thing I really didn't do in that car, was the door. Because I just was too busy with Lisa, which is the next project. Anyways, so the guy paid me £2,500 for the car, including the door and everything. So that's how much I got for the car, £2,500, 2,500. Quite good money. Could have got more. It's a 330 at the end of the day, but I wanted a quick sale and it needed some scrapes. And to let you know how much I actually paid for the car and why it owes me, you'll understand why. I actually paid the guy £500 for the car. Like, I went there, I saw it overheats. He said, the guy before you offered 700. I said, you know what, it looks like it could be a head gasket. I'll offer 500. And then he said, the guy offered 700. I can't let go for that much. So I just left. And as I was leaving, he said, you know what, come take it, it's yours for the 500. I liked you more than the other guy. And I'm just like, well, I can't complain. I'm a likable guy. So he took my £500. I got the car back. As far as expenses talk, I spent about £40 on a thermostat, £35 on a water pump. I already had the expansion tank in my shed, which is about, I don't know, I'd give it, put £20 for it. It was a spare. What else I changed? And the door I spent also £20 on it. I haven't spent really that much, so I can round everything up to £100. So if the car owes me all in £600 plus my time and storage and go get it, blah, blah, blah. But I would say £600, £650. So letting it go for 2,500 is a quite good money, quite good profit actually. So that's almost what? 1,850 of pure profit, £1,850 profit. So that money goes in the pot, first money towards my 911 Sam. Or could be even an M3. You never know. But money goes in the pot, moving into the next project. Catch you guys on the next one.
أول مرة شفتك وانتي جاية لحظة واحدة قدرتي تاخدي عيني